All right, let's start with your name. Where did your name come from?
My name, my parents named me Hugo, and that was my name. And Hugo Kafumbi. Kafumbi is my grandpa's first name. My grandpa is from Congo, and Kafumbi is his first name. And once he died, I decided to take his name on to my name as far as artist. So Hugo Kafumbi is pretty much me and my grandpa's name together.
Now, why use your real name and not like an alias like most musicians use?
Because it's where I'm from. In Congo, we don't really have nicknames and stuff like that. I'm from Congo. Life is too real for people to even be having nicknames. So it's Hugo, and for them to relate to me and what I'm doing, it's gotta be Hugo, something that they know. Although I'm no longer there, I still gotta keep, the parts of me that are still in me.
You do rap music?
I do. I don't like to call it rap, but yes, I do rap. I do sing. I call it heart and soul music, which is pretty much, from the heart and soul.
But most people would consider you rapping?
Most people will consider me rapping, I would say, yeah.
But you don't want to consider yourself that.
No, because I do mix African sound, from African sound to trap to anything, whatever it feels like in the heart.
Now, where are you from?
Me, I was born in Congo, Democratic Republic. That's in the Central Africa. It's also one of the biggest country in Africa. I was born in the south of the country, Lubumbashi. That's my hometown, and that's where I was born.
What's your opinion of the state of the type of music you do? Because I don't want to say rap music.
Right.
But what's the state of the type of music that you do in your country right now? What's your opinion of it?
My opinion of it, it's to be honest, I got adopted out of Congo when I was 14.
Oh, okay.
So by 14 years old, I left the country. So we didn't, Congo is a very closed off country, meaning you, for example, if you would like to go there, you can't just go there. You have to be invited by someone who lives there. So we didn't have access to a lot of hip hop and stuff like that. So whatever CD that could get in the country is whatever we had. So when I left the country, there was not a lot of rap or whatever. So I know I just recently went back and I see that all my friends that I grew up with, they're rapping now, they're doing this. So, you know, hip hop is everywhere and it's in Congo too as well. And I do it to inspire them and make sure they feel that one day they can get out of the situation, and that's it.
So you were born in Congo.
Right.
You moved when you were 14.
Right.
Where'd you move to?
I moved to the Czech Republic. Yeah, I got adopted to go study in the Czech Republic.
And how long were you living there?
I was living there for about 6 years. Yeah.
So 14 years, then 6 years there, 20. Where are
Right.
you at today? Where do you live?
Right now I live in Vancouver, Canada. Yeah.
And how'd you get there?
After I was adopted, I went to the school, where I was supposed to go. And as you grow older, you start making your own plans and your own ambitions in life. And my adopted parents, maybe they didn't agree with the path that I was choosing as far as music is concerned, being an artist and falling in love with hip hop, studying, Tupac's album and stuff like that. So they saw that as me being lost. So at the end of it all, they kind of just, kicked me out to go, they can't handle it anymore. And, I couldn't work in the Czech Republic, but because I was adopted by a Canadian family, I was able to, get my citizenship and come to Canada. And that's why I'm in Canada right now doing the music.
Ah, I see. Now, how long have you been living in Vancouver for?
I've been living in Vancouver right now, we'll say 5 years. Yeah, 5 to 4 years, something like that.
Okay, so you start in Congo, 14 years.
Right.
6 years in the Czech Republic.
Right.
And now, would you say 5 years in Vancouver?
5, yeah, something like that.
Something like that. Now, you've recently gone back to Congo.
Right.
How long did you, what was the reason to go back, and how long did you stay out there for?
The reason going back is just because, my whole family lives there. You know, I'm out here in the West, as they like to call it. I'm in the West on my own, so I had to go back visit my family and see my parents again. So that's why, you know, once I was able to go back with, you know, my team, my management, we were able to. They said that was an important trip for me to go reconnect and, you know, bring some new energy into my music. So I went out there for about 2 weeks. Yeah, and you know, it's a very shocking. It was a very shocking situation.
So that was your first time since you left when you were 14 to go back?
Yeah.
Now, how did your how was it dealing with your family? And let's take it back a second too, because you were adopted.
Right.
When were you adopted, and why did you even get into? How did you even get into the adoption part in the first place? Because you mentioned your parents.
Right.
So explain that whole situation.
You know, it's usually not the case in many. I've never seen a case like mine. You know, that's why I feel like I'm one of the chosen one. I'm blessed for that because, you know, my uncle, my father's brother, somehow throughout his life in Congo, by the time he was 18, 17, you know, he managed to get out of Congo and he went to Israel. And, you know, my dad was working then, making some money to support him with whatever he was doing, you know, and he ended up in Canada. He married a Canadian, he became a Canadian citizen. He came back to visit Congo. Same type of story, you know, after like 20 years, he came back and, you know, so many responsibility, a lot of pressure on him, you know, and he decided to take one person with him as far as giving them the opportunity that, you know, he had. So, and that person happened to be me, and yeah, that's how I was. And to go to Czech Republic, I needed to get an adoption paper. Otherwise, they wouldn't have given me a visa. So we went to adoption papers, and, you know, it all worked out.
So this whole time while you were adopted and stuff, did you have contact with your real parents throughout this whole time?
To tell the truth, you know, a little bit, but I was very young, you know, from 14, you know, the more I turned 14, and it's a new culture, new languages, new foods. So, you know, in my head already it was a little bit unbalanced. I couldn't really keep up. I'm trying to, you know, at the same time build with my new family, quote unquote, you know, my adopted family, and at the same time hold on to Congo, my roots, and at the same time learn new things and keep going forward. So, you know, I did try to stay in touch with them. Now we are in touch almost every day, every week, you know.
Moving to the Czech Republic from Congo, I would imagine that's a whole new language, whole new type of people.
New everything, bro. You know, I can.
Do you speak Czech? Is that what they call it? How do you?
Czech, they call it Czech, yeah.
Do you speak it? Are you fluent in it?
I'm not fluent, but I can speak enough, you know, enough to understand. I understand it. I would like to say fluently because.
So you understand more than you can speak.
I understand more than I can speak. The reason being, the school that I was going to was an international school, so we were speaking English within the campus, but when we went outside, it was Czech, you know, so you have to balance it. You have to have enough knowledge in Czech to move around.
And what's the language in Congo?
In Congo, there's a lot of languages, you know, the ones that are listed or the ones that people know would be French, Swahili, that's about it. But, you know, us being from Congo, you know, Congo is in America is, for example, there's different gangs and different, in Africa, in Congo where I'm from, it's tribes, you know, different tribes, and each tribe has its own language. The capital of Congo, Kinshasa, has its own language. So overall, there's like, you know, 80 different languages that people speak in Congo that are actually official, but they're not listed because most people won't understand it.
So, what languages can you speak?
I can speak French, English, Swahili, Lingala, enough Czech to move around, get a girl's number, and do whatever. And, you know, And then my tribal language, which is Kikabinda, a lot of different stuff. I just speak it when I need to speak it.
And the type of music that you do,
Right.
again, you don't want to call it rap.
Right.
You call it what?
Heart and soul music.
Heart and soul music.
Right.
Is that primarily English, or do you incorporate some of the other languages?
After going back to Congo, I noticed how much responsibility I had and how much people listen to my music, and how, to be honest, I went back there and I was on, the national TV, and this is my first time going back introducing myself. So I saw the responsibility being quite big. So now I mix, Swahili, a little bit of French, mostly English, because it's where the hip hop money is at. It's in America. You gotta speak English, but apart from that, now I'm mixing it, introducing people to more of the culture in Africa, so they can be more connected. You can just notice on my clothes, these are malachite stone from Congo. I could be wearing some diamonds, because we got diamonds in Congo. It's where most of these rappers get their diamonds from. They don't even know.
It's from Congo.
It's Congo, and Congo's been at war for the last, since I was born, Congo's been at war. There's over 8 million people being killed for the diamonds, for the coltan. That's why you don't hear a lot about Congo.
Never hear about it.
You never hear about it because, Apple needs Congo. Samsung needs Congo. Sony needs Congo. And, they don't necessarily pay for everything that they take out of Congo. Coltan is in every single iPhone. But, the people from Congo, my family lives there, so I'm speaking from, front line. My family live there, and we don't benefit from none of this company. My family, nobody has iPhones in my neighborhoods, but yet they need us to make it. And it caused a lot of conflict, a lot of people dead. Like I said, it's up to the millions. Right now, there's elections going on in Congo. There's mass murders, 50, 100 of people dying right now. You can Google it. But, it doesn't get as much attention, and that's why, I'm really pushing my music along with my team, is to bring that awareness on that country, and they deserve better than what they have right now.
What is the war? Is it a civil war?
It's it's always there. It's a civil war, I guess you could call it, but it's strategic. It's not like Congolese people are there just killing each other for fun. Somebody's giving these guys guns. These rebels, they got better guns than the national army's guns. How are you gonna fight that? But how did they get those guns? It's all business. It's all about the minerals. It's all about the diamonds, bling bling. The rappers be wearing bling bling. Really, your ancestors are getting killed for it. This is the truth. And you can say you're not African, but at the end of the day, most African Americans in America, you got brought here. So you're still tied to Congo. You're still tied to Nigeria. You're still tied to whatever you might not know. So when you are purchasing these big chains, it's cool. But just remember, you don't even have to stop buying it. Just remember that these are your people getting killed for it. That's it. That's my mission. That's why it's heart and soul music. It's not rap. Don't put me into the rap, because I'm speaking to the world. I'm speaking to everybody.
Now, there was a big movie, I can't remember the title of the movie, with Leonardo DiCaprio, and it was over the diamond mine and the diamond field, and they showed people getting their hands chopped off,
Right.
for maybe voting for somebody or
Right.
not voting for somebody and stuff
Right.
like that. Is that what's pretty much happening? Is that movie something that's...
In Congo was colonized by the Belgium. Some of the first cars that were made in the world, the tires, they used rubber. Rubber was coming from Congo. And how King Leopold used to operate is, if you don't bring enough amount of whatever resources you had to bring for the day, he would cut off your arms. And a lot of old school Congolese people, they don't have hands, or they don't have legs, to the point where he was even cutting off males' genitals. This is you can Google it and read about it. That's what the Belgium did in Congo. So, and right now it's Congo has the highest rate of rape, and I'm talking about 5 years old kids getting raped. This is the tool they use, when they come to take over a region where they see minerals. See, when they see mineral in a village, they don't really go like they will do here and pay those guys and move them to a new house. They come there and they shoot everybody and rape the women and leave the male feeling weak because they raped your woman, killed your kids, so you're kind of hopeless. And all that's what's happening. So cutting people's hands, raping kids, it's all happening, bro. And it's sad, but it's happening right now. And my goal as an artist is not to be famous. It's not to be, to be in to make hit records. Is to bring that awareness because I'm lucky to make it up, and it's my job now. And since I can speak English now and I can rap, and hip hop is the number one influential genre right now. I don't care what anybody else says, but everybody's using hip hop terminology when they speak, and that's my strategy is get in the game and go help my country, bring more awareness, include rappers that wanna make a difference, and rappers that wanna connect to their roots. Hey, I'm tied up in Africa everywhere, and so if you wanna go back to your home country and you wanna do concerts in Africa, a lot of people wanna see all these artists, but most of the time they're scared to go to Africa because of HIV, Ebola, Civil War. But you got fans there, and that's one of my goals too is to tell them you got fans in Congo, like they want to see you. Artists, 50 Cent, for example, big time, never been to Congo, but he's one of the biggest artists there. I'm telling you, when he touched down, the country is going crazy. But he never been, so, and that's one of my goals to ask these artists, like, my people want to see you, and let's go.
Now you say you want to bring awareness,
Right.
but the problem is from what you're telling me, a lot of people don't know what's going on.
Right.
So, okay, you bring awareness, like for people that watch this interview, might be some rappers out there,
Right.
big time rappers watching this interview. Okay, they're listening to your story about what's going on in Congo. Obviously, some of the stuff you're saying is very shocking. 5-year-old kids getting raped and stuff like that is very shocking. So the awareness from this interview is happening.
Right.
But what do you want to come out of it? Somebody watching this, wearing a huge chain full of diamonds,
Right.
watching this interview for the first time, hearing what's going on. What is someone like that supposed to do? Are they supposed to, you want that rapper like that to stop wearing jewelry? Do you want that, like, what would you want? You bring the awareness, then what?
Right.
What do you want to happen?
As far as diamonds is concerned, of course I can't make anybody stop wearing the diamonds. This is the life. Somebody gotta starve in order for somebody to eat. It's what it seems to be going on. But at the same time, it's like these are your ancestors getting killed for that. This is your blood. And the crazy part about it is that they don't even think that is their blood. They don't even know that part. So my goal is maybe if I can touch that little sensitive part of them to remember that, hey, I might not know, but 60 years ago, my ancestors came from somewhere else. So they might feel a type of way. They might not stop wearing diamonds, but they might go there and get involved with their people and open up different opportunities for them. You don't necessarily have to start wearing diamonds, but yeah, you can go back and you can inspire people. You can go see them, and they feel like, wow, we can we can do this too, and we can get out too, and as far as personally, I have a a foundation in which I donate mosquito nets to kids in Lubumbashi, my hometown, to prevent malaria. So it got nothing to do with diamonds. Malaria is there. That's something you could do. You could buy the diamond, just buy a smaller chain and use some of that money take care of your people, your real bloodline. You know, use some of the money, buy a smaller chain. Use some of the money and help them with mosquito nets, for example. Actually, help them with clean water, something like that.
Conflict diamonds is the phrase, I think, right?
Conflict diamonds, right? Conflict diamond, conflict electronics, period. It goes in camera, flat screens, iPads, everything.
So I've seen some jewelers say we don't use conflict diamonds.
Right.
Like that's promoted by some people.
Right.
The jewelry in the store are not conflict diamonds.
How many times you buy juice and it's not 100% fruits?
If it's not organic, it's going to be exactly like that.
But there is product that promote stuff as being organic and being this, but really it's not, and they get busted later on. And I look at it in a street fashion, for example, for the street people that's listening. When there's, let's say whatever it is that's coming in, products that's being distributed, it comes from a source. It's not just everybody growing weed everywhere and everybody has a grow up. Somebody has the biggest grow up and he ships it. So where are they getting these clean diamonds from? Because it's only so many places you can get diamonds from. Where are you going to get it from? And I will challenge anybody right now. Google coltan. This is the mineral that's in everybody's iPhone. If you Google that word, the first thing that comes up is Congo, because you can't get it anywhere else. So they can fool the rest of the people like, yeah, this is clean diamonds. This is this. You can't fool the reals, and everybody know that. So they can promote it as clean diamonds, but they're trying to make money. It's a business. They don't care about people in Congo. It's a business.
Now, you mentioned the diamonds, conflict diamonds. You mentioned electronics, conflict electronics. You mentioned malaria. Are these the top 3 to 5 concerns right now? Because you talk about awareness, so I just want to make sure, people
Right.
are aware of certain things.
Right.
What are maybe the top 3, top 5 concerns of the Congo people right now?
Right now, number one is the minerals, bro. The minerals that's in the iPhones, they kill more people than the Jewish Holocaust. Maybe 4 times the Jewish Holocaust. But you know what? The Jewish Holocaust is in history books. Congo is not in history books regarding how many people died there. So anybody that uses the iPhone, it's not about you stopping using the iPhone. It's about you putting pressure on the companies. When you put pressure on them. Any good company, big company, they don't like bad press. They don't like bad press. Apple's not gonna want about 4 million people saying Apple stop killing people in Congo. So just do something. Use your heart and soul. That's what I'm about. Use your heart. As much as we want to say, yeah, money is what it's about. Money is everything. At the end of the day, you have a heart, and this same heart is what gives you love between you and your mom, you and your dad, you and your brother, and use that. You got it for a reason.
So mineral is number 1. What's number 2 or 3?
Number 2 will be just politics, which is I don't really like to touch into that too much. Politics, we have leaders who are not really leading. And we have leaders who come from a place like Congo where there've been nothing but bad things happening, murders, colonies. So he get a chance to be on top and make all this money. And most of our leaders, their children don't live in Congo. So if your children don't live in Congo, your children don't have, you feel like your children can't go to school in Congo because no school can provide the type of education you want for them. So where are you leading the rest of us? So, our leaders, we don't have good leaders, and everybody know the inside, that some people say that leaders are puppets, that they're being put there. Hey, You can use your head, you know.
What's the third? Minerals, politics, and what else?
And the third is just exposure. Exposure to the rest of the world, which we don't have. Anybody in Congo right now, let me tell you one thing, you know, you can catch a flight right now to Italy, right? You can catch a flight right now to wherever you want to go. You can catch that flight. And
Cuba now too, I think.
Right, Cuba
I think
now.
Americans can go to
Right,
Cuba now.
American can go. A Congolese person cannot just book a flight and leave. Now, you ask yourself why. It's a little bit clear, you know. They don't want the information to be going back and forth because everybody will know about the dirty dishes they've been leaving in their kitchen. So, my family right now, I'm trying to get them out of Congo. I can't just say, hey, I got money to buy them tickets. It's not about the tickets. The law, they make it impossible. They make it impossible for me to get them out. You have no idea how many things I need. This, you need that, you need this, you need that, you need this amount of money in your account, you need that. Stuff that's not even possible to do if you're working a 9 to 5. So, in other words, it's impossible for me to do it if I go according to the law. So that's why we in the music because, you know, God bless us with the talent. And I'm gonna use my talent not only to become famous and successful, but to change my people's, you know, as many as I can get out of Congo, I'm getting them out. And as much as many rappers I can bring to Congo, I'm bringing them there.
Now, it's hard for people to just leave, like you said. Can they, and when you talk about leaving, you mean permanently leave? Or do you mean like if they want to visit you in Canada?
Even visit me. It's hard, bro. It's hard.
Now, what about you visiting them?
Me visiting them is easy because me, I'm a Canadian citizen.
What about an American citizen? Can an American citizen go to Congo and visit?
It's funny because if you any country that's known to be after the World War, there was a group of the Big Ten that was formed. They formed the Union. I don't know if you know about that. And so they are considered powerful countries. America is definitely a powerful country. Canada is definitely a powerful country. France, you know, all the powerful countries. They can go to Congo like this. I wonder why.
But if they go there and they see what's going on and they spread
Right.
what's going on about the dirty dishes and
Right.
stuff, isn't that a way for people to know more what's going on?
That's true, but the ones that can go to Congo have to be invited. And who's getting invited? Everybody in the business. Everybody who has part in the mines, who works in the mine. They're getting invited. Easy visa, shush, we in. But French people, regular French people, they don't go to Congo like that because they're scared of Ebola, HIV, and all the above. But the business people, they're not scared of Ebola. They love the money. That's it.
I see. Well, is your family okay out there?
To be honest, you know, I don't know that question. I couldn't answer it. I'm not rich, so I do everything I can do to take care of them. I don't see them; they're far away. Are they okay? Yeah, they're alive. They're doing all right. We've been fighting, you know. Some of the stuff that I've lived through that was normal. We've been fighting. So yes, they're okay, I guess, because they're still alive. But is that a life I want for them? Do I feel like I would want that life for myself? Absolutely not.
Are both of your parents alive?
Both of my parents are still alive, thanks God. Yeah.
What about as far as siblings? Are you the only child, or are there
No, I have eight siblings. Yeah.
8 what? Brothers
One
and
brother
sisters?
and the rest are sisters. Yeah.
Okay. Anybody else do music besides you in your family?
My brother does music, incredible singer. I've never seen, you know, I'm a biggest fan of hip hop, you know. And I've seen people rap from the best of them to the worst of them now. And my brother sings, and he's one of the best singers to me in the world. And I have a song with him right now called "Life in the Congo," which is on my YouTube. You know, Hugo Kafumbi, "Life in the Congo." You listen to the song, and you know, you'll find out. So my brother make music, and I make music too. That's about it.
What does your family think about your career, music career?
You know, my family, they're very proud of it because to the eyes of everyone else, I'm not big time. You know, I'm not a big rapper, but in my head and what looking from where I come from, I feel like I've made it. You know, I have my videos rotation in TV on TV in Congo. I grew up watching that TV, and for them they play it just because they like to see one of us make it out and be able to do that. You know, in my raps I say never spoke English, now I'm rapping, nigga. You know, I really had to sit down, learn the language, learn the culture, and start rapping, and then push to the level where you know today we are here with you. So have I made it? If you ask me, hell yeah. But you can think different. So my parents are very proud of me, and you know that's what puts the battery in my back to keep going, and my team, people that support me, because we know how far we came.
Have they had a chance to see you perform?
They have never seen me perform. I'm trying right now to book some artists, big artists, because right now I can't do minor stuff back home anymore. Um, as far as hip hop is concerned, American rap, I'm one of the biggest in Congo. So I'm planning to do big shows there right now. We're in the middle of doing everything. So my parents have never seen me perform. Even the music, they don't really get it as quick as everyone else. They maybe get it like a year later because they don't really have computers. Internet is bad. The government turns off the internet when they don't want people to connect with the world. So they get my music late, but whenever they get it, it's their favorite song. So and yeah, that's about it.
Now, how did you get into heart and soul music?
Heart and soul music, you know. Uh, like I said, bringing it back. Once me and my adopted parents, we didn't work out anymore, and then here I was in Czech Republic, in a country where I couldn't work. You know, I didn't have a working visa. I was a student, so they were supposed to take care of me. Now they can't, and I can't work. I started going through a lot of things you can imagine. You know, like I didn't speak fluent Czech, so and being black in a country like Czech Republic, young and black, it's not easy, and they're not accepting you as everyone else as quick. So I started trying a lot of different things. You know, I tried, you know, from trying to go to school. I was thinking, oh man, it's not too bad. I can get in this college, and oh shit, you need this much money. Oh, you have to pay rent. Oh, you have to eat. Oh, you have to do, you know, started doing different things, you know, running around in the streets going crazy. But I didn't love that. I just did it for the money. And I tried to do many different things. And until I noticed, what do I really love? And that was music. And why do I love music so much? Because I feel it in my heart. And with that being said, I decided to tell people that, you know, heart and soul, when you feel it in your heart and you do it with your soul, you're always going to succeed. Because I remember being in Prague, no house, no money, no food, winter time, and I always wanted to rap, and I always wanted to be, you know, DJ Smallz is a fucking legend. I always wanted to, you know, to be part of this one time, and what got me here is heart and soul. I really did it because I loved what I was doing. I put my heart, my soul into it, and I decided to do heart and soul music as the key to life for anybody that's struggling like I was. If you're in a situation where you don't have money and you don't have a home, you don't have friends, and you don't have parents, use your heart, bro. Don't don't follow the crowd, don't follow the hype, don't follow the money. Use your heart and use your head and use your soul. And these are the things that saved my life running around in the streets is using my heart and soul. And hey, I don't really feel like that's good. I'm gonna go this way. I'm gonna keep rapping because I love that. So that's the key to success for me, and that's why it can't be rap. It ain't rap that saved me. It's heart and soul. I loved rap in my heart, and my soul just told me keep going.
What age would you say this was?
That was about around 17, 18. I started noticing a lot of things in life, and I started noticing like, man, my parents are stuck in Congo, and they're looking up to me now. Like, oh man, he's in Canada, he's in Czech Republic, he's in Europe. He gonna save us, and so that's the moment when I realized, like, man, I better boss up. I gotta find something I love and really succeed. No buts if I gotta win. I gotta make it. And it couldn't be school because I never liked school. I never saw them teach about stuff that I knew. So I started doing music, and that's it.
Any musical influences? Anybody inspired you? I remember you saying you studied Tupac's album, right?
Oh yeah, Tupac was a very big part of, actually a big part of my life. Period. Because I studied not only his political side of music, because I noticed I had a political stance in my country, being I'm an entertainer and a lot of people follow me, and I gotta speak for them. So I gotta somehow be a little bit political, though I don't like to be. And at the same time, Tupac spoke about real life. He spoke for everybody. Brenda's Got a Baby, songs like that. To me, I relate them to like women that's getting raped in Congo and what's happening. So, that's why in my lyrics too, I always try to be as real as possible to what's really going on. So when you hear my song, you be like, I've gone through that. I know what he's talking about. So Tupac was definitely one of my musical influence, and 50 Cent. I was, I learned actually learned English, studying Get Visual Art Trying. I was in my classroom there, just in the club going. The teachers didn't really like it, but they didn't know. Every time I heard that word, I would recite it, and I would go back. I get the dictionary, and I would use a urban dictionary online, and I'll ask my cousin, and that's how I'm able to speak really English. It wasn't from no classroom where I really learned. It was more from hip hop, listening to songs, looking up the words, translating them, writing my own raps. That's how I was able to learn English.
There is some explicit content and some curse words in there.
Right, and life period has a lot of explicit content. It's just people try to ignore it. If you ask me, Congo's it's a fucking explicit content going on, but it's hidden. So the way they're trying to turn that on rap, I don't really like it, because the reality is we're swimming in a pool full of vicious things. Let's not try to ignore those and try to blame it on songs. Like, if anything, support the songs and face the real problem.
How many years would you say you've been perfecting your craft?
How many years? Seriously, I've been doing it for like 5 years now. Like really seriously. Like I wouldn't like. There's not a day that goes by I don't plan with my team. What is my next move? What am I gonna do if I don't write a rhyme down? If I don't talk to this producer, do this. So I've been doing it like a full-time job non-stop, like 4 years.
Do you remember your first rap or what you were rapping about back then?
Yeah, I do remember my first rap. Actually, it was a very chaste rap, because my parents, my adopted parents, let me say, were not really big fans of hip hop. As a matter of fact, like I said, when I was learning English, listening to 50 Cent, I used to get punished for that. I used to be like seriously grounded for like 2 weeks in my room for getting caught with his 50 Cent CD or something like that. So, you know, that was just how it went.
Risk versus reward. What's the biggest risk you took for your music career so far?
The biggest risk I took for my music career, I wouldn't call it a risk, but most people will call it a risk, is I connected with a good friend of mine. Now is a good friend of mine from Chicago, South Side, and I'm pretty sure everybody heard about Chicago, South Side, what's going on over there. And, I'm from Congo, and I don't know anybody in Southside Chicago. I never been there, but I was fascinated with the life, just hearing about everything that was going on there and how people killing each other. How and I was like, it was reminding me of Congo. Not that it's cool. It was just reminding me of Congo. And I met a friend of mine called City. They have a music group called Bone Star Music Group. I'm part of their member now, Bone Star Music Group. So I connected with him. We sent a record back and forth, and for me, I wanted to go there and connect with the people and really see what's going on. And a lot of people told me, "You're gonna get shot. Oh, you're gonna die. Shot, Chirac." And for me, it wasn't that I feel like I'm tough. It's more like, if I can't go to Chicago, how can I go to Congo, where my family is? I better be able to go to Southside Chicago and come back. Because I wouldn't be able to go to Congo and come back. They're shooting tanks in my neighborhood. They're not shooting handguns. They're shooting tanks and AKs. So I went to Chicago, took the risk, made great music, great friend. It was a very big risk because I didn't know, and I was in the field, as they like to say. But it leads me back to my key for life, heart and soul. I felt that in my heart that there was a good brother in Southside Chicago, and that I would be okay going on the Southside Chicago, and I would make great music, and that's what happened. Heart and soul, you never fail. You can only win, because it's true. You feel it.
Proudest accomplishment so far in your music career?
Proudest accomplishments right far in my music career. Whew. Right now, it's only accomplishment, because everything I have right now, I look at it as profit. Coming from Congo, everything is profit. Why do I say that? We never had electricity in my house. I remember doing my homework with a candle, not for months, for years. That's probably why I wear glasses. We don't have showers with water coming down. We have to take a bucket and go like this. My parents still do that right now. It's not a joke. So my proudest accomplishment right now is my proudest accomplishment. Being on World Star Hip Hop, being on the Source, thanks to my team. They working so hard and making me get where I need to be. And every step I take is only going up, because we come from a place where most people don't make it out. They die in the Civil War. They catch HIV if they're acting reckless, and so me being alive is already an accomplishment.
Biggest misconception of you?
Biggest misconception of me is that people think I'm a gangster, and a lot of people think I'm a gangster because they might not know me. Like I said, I've been traveling the world, so I know how to move around certain people. I've been to Europe, I've been to Africa, I've been to Asia, and America. Most people seem to judge me, and they will think like, man, that guy thinks he's a big shot, he's a rapper and this, but they don't really know, because I got a family of eight siblings. Like, all I know is love. All I know is sticking together and connecting with different people. If I can tell you another thing is, traveling the world, different stages, different station, you understand the value of friendship. You understand how this friend can go a long way, and I really value my friends. They're very important to me. So it's funny to me when people think I'm unapproachable and I'm kind of a tough guy. Yes, I went through tough things. Yes, I did things that you might think it's crazy, but I didn't have an option. I still got a heart and soul, and I'm not all that crazy stuff. My company, my brand is heart and soul. That's another thing why I named it that, so people can start noticing, like, we're not all about violence or none of that.
Craziest rumor you heard about yourself?
Oh man, Craziest rumor I've heard about. To be honest, I be ignoring the rumors because rumors don't send money to my mom in Congo. So I be ignoring the rumors. I hear all type of things, or you know, or that guy, bullshit in the city. When you're doing good, people gonna talk, and that's part of it. Girls are saying they dated me. We never dated. I've never really dated none of the girls, because to be honest, I be on the road. I be trying to get my family out of Congo and moving around trying to find the solution. I don't really have time for that. So I've heard girls say that we dated, but no, we didn't.
Do you care what people think of you?
Absolutely not. I don't care what anybody think of me, because that does not take care of my family in Congo. That will not put food on my mom's plate, what you think of me. And what you think of me doesn't make any sense, because I had to go through my situations in life. I was the one sleeping outside. I was the one selling whatever I was selling. So you can say what you want to say. Unless you're already part of my team and you're helping me and we're making money together, we're trying to better each other, I don't care what you gotta say. But if you're part of my team and somebody who has wants better for me and wants to help me get forward, of course I better listen and care about what my people say. But as far as anybody else, I don't really care.
What are your keys to success?
My key to success is just sticking to what you believe in. I never change it for nothing, for no money, for no fame. Just stick to what you believe in and what you know, because I knew after getting kicked out of the house and whatnot, I couldn't go the school route. I couldn't afford it. I couldn't afford even getting a house. So, but I believed that I had enough talent musically to one day be flying the world, doing a show or doing this. And by me believing in that, every time I believe something strongly, I always, always, always execute.
Those are all my questions. Anything else you want to talk about I didn't bring up?
There's always a lot to talk about, but after all, I just want to say thank you to everybody that's supporting me. I see people, everybody that write comments and likes and whatever you do, share my music. I thank you very much, you guys. You guys help me keep going forward, and I would like to thank my team, Heart and Soul Records, for everything they're doing for me. And Free Congo is the name of my new album. You can get it on SoundCloud, iTunes, Apple Music. Free Congo. So everybody, if you want to help me do a little change in Congo, hashtag Free Congo on everything that you post, and it's a movement, Heart and Soul movement. You're gonna keep hearing more from me. This is not the first time or last time. So you better remember, Hugo Kafumbi, Free Congo. That's it.